Yeah. So I'll just give start with the recap of the earlier session. In the earlier session, we have discussed about what is a function and how many types of functions are there, user-defined functions and user-defined functions and predefined functions. Predefined functions will be existed in the header files, so we can use those predefined functions with the help of including those header files in the preprocessor section. Function, predefined, user-defined. These predefined will be coming from header files. By including header files, we can use them. By including those header files, we can use them. User-defined functions are nothing but we have to define those functions. Define those functions. And how many types of categories are there in this user-defined function? The four categories are void function without parameters, void functions without parameters, void function with parameters, non-void function without parameters, non-void function with parameters. Non-void function. These are the four different categories in user-defined functions. Nothing but these user-defined functions are classified into two types. User-defined functions are classified into two types. The user-defined functions are classified into two types. Sorry, four types. So these are those four types. So now we will see some example which will be for swapping of two numbers, and we will see how we call these parameters. How do you call these parameters? So parameters are nothing but the inputs given to the particular function. Calling function. So if you take void main, if you take void main, so and you are calling some swap function. So here the swap function, when you are writing the swap function, give me a minute, I'll just leave this in. So here so when you're writing functions like this, so this is function declare the function definition. And I need to declare this in order to use this. And this is function declaration. And this function is called calling function, and this is called called function and function definition. This is the function definition step. Function definition. So this is how we call function. How we call a function. This is the general semantics. So when you wanted to pass data from this function to this function, so from this function, from means from calling function to called function. When you want to send the data, when we want to send the data from calling function to called function, we can do it in two ways. We can do it in two ways. The first way, call by value. Call by value. Call by value. Call by value means nothing but we need to send a a value as a parameter. We need to send a value as a parameter. Just a minute, guys. Okay. We need to send value as a parameter. So now we will see example for this particular type, call by value. So that we have seen in the last class, but I wanted to tell the same thing again. So I'll run the program and I'll show it to you in online compiler itself. Just give me a minute. So this is the main function that we are doing. So yeah, so in this function I wanted to write, so in the documentation section I'll mention that writing a program for swapping of two numbers. Swapping of two numbers. So I am starting with the main function first. So I need to declare what kind of function that I am using for swap before main. So I'm not returning anything, void. So void function with parameter. I'm wanted to write a swapping void function with parameter. So void swap. For swapping of two numbers, I need two integers, right? So I'm writing for swapping of two integer numbers. Integer numbers. In before that, I need to take two values. So for swapping of two numbers, I need to take two numbers from the user. So int a comma b, a comma b, a comma b. So printf enter two numbers. Scanf %d, %d, ampersand a, ampersand b, which is nothing but ampersand indicates address. So now I have these two numbers. Now I wanted to send these two numbers to the swap function, and I wanted to swap these two values in that particular function. So I'm doing that. So swap, I wanted to send a and b, a and b. After I wanted to just print the values before swapping and after swapping. Printf / the values before swapping %d, %d, a comma b, and I wanted to swap the values. So I have done this. So now I'm writing my swap logic. My swap logic has to be written in a function which is of void type but with parameters. Void type with parameters. Void function with parameters. So I'm writing a void function now. I'm defining a void function now. Swap but with parameters int x comma int y. So that the variables, the values, what I am sending, the values, call by value, call by values, call by values. The values, what I am sending here from the calling function to the calling function, called function x and y. The value of a will be coming and sitting in the x variable. The value of b will be coming and sitting in the variable y. So this is called function. Function definition of the called function. So I'm defining now. So in this one, I have two variables now, x and t. I need to interchange these values. So I need a temporary variable entity. So what I have to do, t is equals to x is equals to y, and y is equals to t. So this is what I have to do. And after swapping, I wanted to print the values. Printf the values after swapping %d, comma x, comma y. So now I'll run this program and check whether if it is working fine or not. I need to choose the language. So enter two numbers 10, 20. The values before swapping are 10, 20. The values after swapping are 20, 10. If you give the backslash n, it will be perfectly fine. Can anybody unmute and tell me if I write the same printf here, what will happen? If you consider these variables as a and b only, a and b, so it is a, it is also a, so b, b, sorry, b. So now you tell me what will happen if I print like this now. I'm not printing here, but I want to print the values here. What will happen? Can anybody tell me what will happen if I do like this? Vishwanath? Okay. I'll run it and I'll show it so that you'll understand what is happening. So 10, 20. So both times the values are 10 and 20 because these variables a and b are valid only within the scope of this function. The scope of these two variables a and b, the scope of these two variables a and b, these two variables are in the scope of this function alone. So you are sending the values from this this particular function. So the values are going, you are sending the values, but you are not sending the address, so that if you send the address, the value in that particular address will get changed. But if you send a value, only the values in that particular function will be going. So ఇక్కడ values మాత్రమే ఉన్నాయండి, ఇక్కడ address వెళ్ళడం లేదు. So to do that, to send the values, so interfunction communication, when you want to communicate between two functions, you need to send the values, not the values, you need to send the address of that particular variable. For that one, we are going to learn a concept called pointer. So we can send only value as a parameter, so which is nothing but you can just send the value, but you cannot get the same thing in the same variable. So if you want to do the same thing, the value should be changed in the same variable what you are sending. So that we will call by reference or address. We need to send the address as a parameter. We need to send the address as a parameter. For that one, we need pointer. What is a pointer? Pointer is nothing but a variable. Pointer is a variable which holds the address of another variable. You guys know what is an address, how to get the address. So let us say if int a, So yeah, so now I'm trying to just print the address of a particular variable, which include stdio.h. So int main, as I wrote int main, I need to return something for sure, return 0. So I wanted to initialize a variable and the value with the 10. So declaring and defining the variable printf the value in a the value in a percentage d. I want to print it. So a. So printf backslash n, as I want it in the new line, the address of a percentage d, as the address will always be in way of integers. So I am using integer, so that I want an integer value of the address. So ampersand a. So this statement will give you the value residing in a, and this statement will give you the address where that particular a variable is residing. That I will get the address from here. So I have saved it. So I wanted to compile it. It's the file name I have given, addre.c. So yeah, format specifier. Yeah, it's just a warning. No need to worry about it. Dot slash a dot out. So the value of a is 10. The address of my particular variable is this. This is the address of my variable. My variable is residing in this particular address. When you declare a variable, which is used exclusively to store the address of another variable. When we declare a variable which holds the address of another variable, then such variable is called a pointer. Such kind of variable is called a pointer. And how do you declare a pointer? So we will declare a pointer with the help of star operator. Star operator. The help of star operator. So int a, the help of star operator. So which is nothing but here int a is the integer. Now I wanted to declare a pointer. I want to declare a pointer. So which of integer type? So int ptr. So I want to declare a pointer. Declare a pointer to store the address of integer variable. Address of integer variable. For that, I said we need to use star operator. Where do you use this star operator? That star operator should be present here. So this is how you declare a pointer. So now you have declared a pointer. Here you are declaring and defining for an integer variable. Now I have declared a pointer. Now I have to define the pointer. How do you define the pointer? PTR is equals to address of a. So this is defining a pointer. This is defining a pointer. So this is how we declare and define a pointer. Sir, asali pointer concept enduku vachindi sir? Asalu why do we need to go for a pointer? When you see this particular example, we are passing the values a and b to this particular function. అవి ఇక్కడికి వస్తున్నాయి, ఆ వాల్యూస్ ఇక్కడికి వస్తున్నాయి, మనం వాటి మీద ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఆపరేట్ చేసింది ఇక్కడే ప్రింట్ చేసుకోవాలి. యూ కెనాట్ సెండ్ దీస్ వాల్యూస్ బ్యాక్. యూ కెన్ సెండ్ వాల్యూస్ బై రిటర్న్ చేయవచ్చు. రిటర్న్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ వాటిని ఇక్కడ వేరే వేరియబుల్స్ లో స్టోర్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఆ వేరియబుల్స్ ని మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక ఎక్స్ట్రా వేరియబుల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు కమ్యూనికేట్ బ్యాక్. సో ద ఇంటర్ ఫంక్షన్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఈస్ 3 ways. The interfunction communication is 3 ways. సో ఫంక్షన్ ని మనం డేటా పంపించుకోవడానికి ఏమో 2 ways. ఒకటి కాల్ బై వాల్యూ, ఇంకొకటి కాల్ బై రిఫరెన్స్. సో ఇప్పుడు ఈ 4 కేటగిరీస్ నే వి కెన్ సబ్ కేటగరైజ్డ్ ఇంటూ 3 ways. ఒకటి డౌన్వర్డ్. సో ఎన్ని రకాలుగా కావాలంటే అన్ని రకాలుగా మార్చుకోవచ్చండి. అప్వర్డ్, బై డైరెక్షనల్. So the void function without parameters, downward. Void function with parameters, downwards. Non-void function without parameters, upwards. Void function with parameters, bidirectional. So you can do in either ways. So oka direction lo, if you want to send value, you can send. You want to send direct values from the called function to calling function, you can send. You want to send the data from calling function to called function and from calling function to called function, that is bidirectional. So these are different terminology used in the functions concept. So we have known about pointers now. So what is happening is you are sending the value alone here, but if you send the address of this particular variable and store the particular address in another variable and try to change the value present in that particular variable, so then we will be calling it as call by reference. For that I will show you a demonstration. A is a variable, and we all know. So A is a variable and the value is 10, and the address of A is, sorry, address of A is 1002. Let us say 1002. If there is another variable called B, and the value residing is 20, and the address of this particular variable is something like this, and the entire concept belongs to which module? The entire thing is present in the module called main function. The memory allocated for main function. All this yellow block is the memory allocated for main function. So these are the things. Now I am sending these things to swap function. Yeah. So I am sending these two values. A comma B to swap function. So we have some other memory space allocated for swap function also. We have another memory space allocated for swap function also. This is that swap function, memory allocated for swap function. Memory allocated, the same memory allocated for main function. In this swap function, we are writing two variables, int x comma int y. So these are the two variables that I am having. For the same way, x is holding the variable value 10, and the address of x is also there, which is something else, which starts from 2002. Let us say it is, these are dummy values that I'm representing, and y, the value will be 20 because we are getting the value 10 from A. What is the value in A? That will come into the value in x. So automatically x will hold 10 and y will hold 20. X will hold 10 and y will hold 20. So and the address of y will be something like 3000. So these are all the dummy values what I am posting for your better understanding. Okay. So now I am having A and B, which are local to this function. A comma B local to this function. Local to this function. A and B are local to this function. X comma Y are local to this function. Local to swap. Local to main. I cannot access AB in this function. I cannot access XY in this function. So I am having X and Y. I can print both X comma Y here only. Printf percentage D, percentage D. So here I can do X comma Y. I can print, but I cannot carry these values back here. I cannot carry these values back here. I cannot carry the interchanged values back here. I cannot carry them. So in order to change, so extra variable, so same program, same swap function, I'm for the swapping of two variables, I need a temporary variable t, that's for sure. Entity, I want a temporary variable to swap the numbers, temp where to swap, temp variable to swap the numbers. That is mandatory thing. To just swap the numbers using function, I am creating five variables, AB, XY, T, which is nothing but five variables I am using. Five variables, integer variables, which means 5 into 2, that is 10 bytes of memory I am using. 10 bytes of memory I'm using. But actually for swap logic, how many, to do the swap logic, how many bytes we need, how many variables we need? We need only three numbers. We need only three variables. Sorry, we need only three variables. We need only three variables. So what are these three variables? That are AB and T. These three are sufficient for me. These three are sufficient for me. So for that purpose, here when we are sending the value from here, we should not send the value from here. We have to send the address. We have to send the address. Like I'll try to replicate the same thing. I'll try to replicate the same thing in a new sheet. Just follow this. So the memory allocated, here I'm not sending the values anymore. Here I'll be sending the address of A, address of B, which is nothing but call by reference. Call by reference. So I am calling a function. I am calling a function with reference. 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 So here when you are sending an integer variable, you should be ready to hold an integer. So if you see the call by value reference, call by value example, call by value, this is call by value, calling swap with value. Receiving values from main into X comma Y. Receiving values from main into X comma Y. So that's what we have written X comma Y here. When you are sending an integer, you should have an integer values to hold at the calling function, called function. So this is calling function. This is called function. This is called function. So when you are sending a value from the calling to called, the called function should be able to accept these two values. So that's what we have done here. So swap int comma int X comma int Y. So when we are sending an integer, sending integer, we are sending integer. We have integer to hold those values. We have integers to hold those values. We have integer to hold those values. So that's what our part was done with the call by value. This entire example is for call by value. Call by value. Call by value. Yeah. So now I want to do the same thing for call by reference also. So here I am doing with call by reference. So here I am calling a function with reference. So నేను రిఫరెన్స్ పంపిస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి అవతల కూడా ఎలా ఉండాలి, రిఫరెన్స్ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసే వేరియబుల్ అయి ఉండాలి అవతల కూడా. రిఫరెన్స్ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసే వేరియబుల్ అంటే ఏంటి, పాయింటర్. సో ఏ వేరియబుల్ దట్ యాక్సెప్ట్స్ ది అడ్రస్, the variable which accepts the address, which is nothing but pointer. ఒక పాయింటర్ ని ఎలా డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాము, with help of star. So here I am changing the things now. Here I am changing the things now. So which is nothing but x y అనేవి separate variables ఏమీ లేవు ఇక్కడ. They are just holding the address of these things. The memory allocated is not size of integer. The memory allocated is the size of pointer. So దీని వల్ల అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏంటి, so the function, the values will be communicated back to the calling function. The values will be allocated to the calling function. This is calling function, this is called function. Here I have to have, I need to store those address in a pointer, so these are pointers. So here I don't have all these things. Here I don't have all these things. So one more thing that we need to learn about pointer is how to get the value in the pointer. How to get the value in the pointer. So now we are sending the reference here. I've got the reference here. The address, the star is having the value of x. So one more thing in the pointer, I'll just try to explain again the pointer concept to you so that so I said int a, so a, the value of 10 and the address of a will be something like this, this is address of a. And I said there is another pointer ptr. So ptr, declaration of this one. So this is declaration. This is declaration. If you write the same step here, this is definition. This is definition of this particular variable, and this is declaration of a pointer. Declaration of ptr pointer. Declaration of pointer. So int ptr. Okay, now you have to define this particular pointer. So this is not pointer, so this is pointer. Anywhere you can keep, that's okay. So int star ptr. So this is declaration of pointer variable with the name ptr. Declaration of the pointer variable ptr. Pointer variable ptr. So this is declaration. And how do you define this particular thing? Defining ptr value. So which is nothing but ptr is equals to address of a. This is how you are going to define the value of ptr. So which is nothing but, if ptr is a variable like this, ptr is a variable like this, the value residing in the ptr will be this. The value residing in the ptr will be the address of the variable what you want to define, So ptr will be holding this address of this variable. ఏదైతే నువ్వు పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ అన్నావు, దీని పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ అన్నాం. So this is the pointer what you declared. and what you want to define this pointer with? This pointer you want to define with the help of ampersand a. Ampersand a, which is nothing but address of a. So the meaning of this, to store the address of a in PTR. So that's the actual meaning of it. Store the address of a in PTR variable, because PTR is a pointer. Because PTR is a pointer. So this is what it means. Sir, okay sir, ఇప్పుడు నాకు PTR అంటే address value వచ్చింది. Now I wanted to see what is the value that is referencing. రిఫర్ చేస్తోంది, ఈ అడ్రస్ లో ఏ వాల్యూ ఉంది అని చెప్పడానికి we will try to print star PTR. Star PTR will give you the value of 10. The value of 10. This is a pointer holding address. Value in the pointer. Value the pointer is referencing. అంటే so the value that is residing inside the pointer. If you see, so I will try to re-explain the same thing again. So PTR is nothing but a pointer. Declare star PTR. We will decide like that how to declare a pointer. This is the syntax to declare a pointer. Data type, what you want to create for pointer for, variable name, and a star indicating as a pointer. So this is declaration of a pointer. This is how you define a pointer. So this is the pointer, and I am storing the address of a. I am storing the address of a. The address of a in the pointer variable. To store the address of a variable. This is a variable. A is a variable. A is a variable in PTR. PTR is a pointer. This is how you define a pointer. So PTR will hold the address of a. అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ఏ ఉందో ఆ అడ్రస్ వచ్చి పీటీఆర్ వేరియబుల్లో స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. అది ఏం రిఫర్ చేస్తుంది, ఆ అడ్రస్ లో ఏం వాల్యూ ఉందో తెలుసుకోవడానికి we will use star PTR. So for the same thing, we'll write a simple program and we'll see what it is happening inside. So the same thing we have written here. So the value of a here, the value of the address of a here. Now I have declared a pointer. I have defined the pointer. Now I will see what is the value present in that particular pointer. Printf the value in PTR %d comma PTR. Now I want to see the value that was there in the PTR. Which we will get through star PTR. I'm saving this one and I'm executing the same. Those are warnings, you can leave them. So these warnings will be different from compiler to compiler. ECC. I'm executing it now. So if you see this, earlier we have some other result. Earlier we have some other address. Now the address got changed. The address got changed. Just give me a minute. I'll add \n so that it will be clear. So I am recompiling this. I am clearing the screen. I am executing it now. So if you see the value what we have given 10, the address of that particular variable a, the value inside the pointer variable, this, both are same. Both are same. Now the referencing value in the pointer, what value is residing in the address which was there in PTR, that is 10. So this is how you try to assign a value to a pointer, assign an address to a pointer, and how do you dereference the value present in the pointer. So this is how you do it. Star PTR will give you the value, PTR will give you the address of that particular definition. So ఈ definition ప్రకారం నీకు అడ్రస్ కావాలి అంటే ptr ని యూస్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఆ అడ్రస్ లో ఏం వాల్యూ ఉందో తెలుసుకోవడానికి we will use star ptr. star ptr. star ptr. This is the pointer concept. Somebody is messaging. Oh, you people messaged. Okay, I didn't saw that. Sorry. Yeah, so I hope everybody understood pointers now. Everyone understood what is a pointer? Anybody is having any doubt regarding pointer? Guys, am I audible? Okay. So if nobody is responding, I can consider that everybody understood the pointer concept. So by using this pointer, when you are pointer concept, when you wanted to do intercommunication between the functions. So, and this is the example for call by reference. Call by reference. Here we will do how programmatically we can do this. Now I have the address of this particular a variable. I have this 102 in this x variable, 1002 in this x variable, and 1232 in variable y. Now I wanted to interchange the values present in this ptr. Now I need to interchange the values present in this pointers. The values present in this pointers. The values present in this pointers. Now x means the address of a. Y means the address of b. And star x means the value in the address of a. Star y means the value in the address of b. Star y means the value present in the address of b. So now I wanted to interchange the values present in the x and y. So which is nothing but I have to take the intermediate variable t. So t is equals to star x, star x is equals to star y, star x is equals to t. So this is how we do it. So these are the three instructions which will make you swapping. Swap the values in x and y. Swap the values in x and y. So this is the thing that you need to write inside the swap function to interchange the values of a and b. ఇక్కడ ab reference పంపించాం, values కాదు, reference. I am calling a function with reference so that it becomes call by reference. So call by reference అంటే we will send the address. We will send the address. Address పంపించాను, ఆ అడ్రస్ ని ఒక పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ లో స్టోర్ చేశాను. సో x means the address of a, star x means the address of the value in the address of a, star y means the value in the address of b. So now I'll try to execute the same logical concept in programming, in programmatical manner. In programmatical manner, when I want to write a swap logic, so that I have done in online compiler, right? so that it is not so visibly large. So I'll try to write another program here. So save. Swap ref. Swap ref.c. So all the things are same. Hash include stdio.h. Main into main. So I have return into main. So I have to definitely return something. Return 0. I need to save this again because some logic dot c. So yeah, so into main. So I need to have I need to read the two variables from the user, right? Printf enter two numbers to be swapped. So yeah, I need to read those two things. Scanf %d, and I need to store them in the address locations of the variables what I have declared. So a and b. Yeah. So now I wanted to send these values to send the address of these variables to my swap function &a comma &b. So calling a function with reference. Calling a function with reference. Calling a function with reference. So it becomes an example for call by reference. Example for call by reference. Example for call by reference. The swapping I have done. So I have sent it. So but previously I wanted to display. So %d /d the values before swapping. The values before swapping. And I wanted to give the variable names here. So I have given this. And I wanted to display the same thing after swapping in the same function. After swapping %d a comma b, because I have sent the address here. So I have not defined the function earlier to main. I have not defined the swap function earlier to main. So I need to declare this swap function. So when you are declaring the swap function, there is a syntax for that. Data type. The syntax is data return type. Function name, args list, data types, arg list, args arguments or parameters, parameter list. This is the syntax of function definition. So here my return type is void type. So void, what is my function name? Swap. And what are the parameters that I am passing? I am passing addresses. Address of integer. So I need to declare like this: int star comma int star. Anything like this. You need to give arguments like this. Give arguments like this. Yes, now I have given. So now I am defining the swap, declaring function. Now I am defining the function after the main function. So void, I am not sending anything. My function name is swap, and here I have to give two actual parameters. Int x, so star x, it should be a pointer. Int star y, so these are pointers. Now these pointers are here. So star x and star y are x comma y are parameters in my function. So function definition I have. So now I need some intermediate variable. So int t, I need some intermediate variable int t. So I have integer t with now. So now I wanted to, so sorry, this also has to be a pointer, because a pointer only can hold another pointer. Integer variable lo మాత్రమే ఇంకొక integer value ని పెడతాం కదా, అలాగే ఒక పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ లో మాత్రమే ఇంకొక పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ ని స్టోర్ చేయగలుగుతాం. సో I have the intermediate pointer now. So now star x, sorry, star t is equals to x, star x, sorry. Now star y is equals to star x and star x is equals to star t. So with this, my logic was over. So what I am doing is I am sending the addresses of A and B into X and Y address. Now we are trying to change the value in the particular address directly. We are trying to change the value in the address directly. So ECC space function, what is the file name? Swapref.c. Swapref.c. Check that out. Enter two numbers to be swapped, which means my swap logic was wrong. I did some mistake here. Star x is equals to. Can anybody tell me what is the mistake that I have done here?
Star x is equals to
equals
star
to
y, sir. తర్వాత స్టార్ y is equals to star t అని రావాలి.
last two steps, sir.
Star y, right?
లాస్ట్ టూ స్టెప్స్.
ఏదో ఒకటే తప్పండి, ఏదో రకంగా రాయొచ్చు. పెన్
స్టార్ టీ ఈక్వల్స్ టు స్టార్ వై అని కూడా రాయొచ్చు కదా.
ఏ యూ కెన్ డూ ఎనీవే, బట్ ద లాజిక్ షుడ్ బి డన్. ఎక్స్ టీలో ఉంది, సో వైని నో 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 ఎలా రాయాలంటే ఎక్స్, సో ఎక్స్ లోకి వై రావాలి, ఎక్స్ లోకి వై రావాలి. నౌ మై ఎక్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు స్టార్ టీ. అంతేనా?
స్టార్ y is equals to star t, sir.
Star y is equals to star t. Yeah. Star y is equal to star t. So this is my swap logic. I've stored it. Now I have compiled it again. I am executing it again. So the values what I wanted to swap is 10, 25, 35. So if you see, the values are swapping. I am not passing any values back here. I am not passing any values back to main function. But the values in AB are changed because I have changed directly the value present in that address. We are not manipulating the values. We are manipulating the values present in the specific address. Values present in the specific address. That is why we are able to communicate from this function to this function with help of reference or address. So this is how you try to do the inter-function communication. So the inter-function communication happens like this. So this is a very important concept and very important example of arrays also. Very important concept of arrays also. We can pass a complete array from one function to the other function, and we can modify the entire array, and we can send back the entire array back to the calling function also. Ikkada address పంపించామండి. We have sent address పంపించాము. అదే ఒక array యొక్క స్టార్టింగ్ అడ్రస్ కావాలంటే ఎలా వస్తుంది? విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ బేస్ ఎలిమెంట్. బేస్ ఎలిమెంట్ అంటే array నేమ్. array నేమ్ ఏంటి? మనం ఇచ్చుకునే array నేమ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని బేస్ అడ్రస్ అంటాం. How do you find the base address? So we'll see that now. So ఇక్కడ వరకు అందరికి అర్థమైందండి. వాల్యూ బై పాస్ బై వాల్యూ అండ్ పాస్ బై రిఫరెన్స్. సో పాస్ బై వాల్యూ కేమో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది. I have given the example, I have executed here. Pass by value. Pass by value. Everyone understood these two things, right? Pass by value and pass by reference. Here we are sending values. So ఆ వాల్యూస్ ని స్టోర్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఇంటిజర్ వేరియబుల్ కావాలి. అదే నేను ఒక అడ్రస్ ని పంపిస్తే ఐ నీడ్ టు స్టోర్ ఇట్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ అడ్రస్. సో అడ్రస్ ని ఎలా స్టోర్ చేస్తాం పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ ని. పాయింటర్ వేరియబుల్ ని ఎలా డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం? ఇలా డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం. దిస్ ఈజ్ హౌ వి డిక్లేర్ ఎ పాయింటర్. This is how we define a pointer. This is how we try to see the what is the value in the particular pointer. How do you see the value referring to another place? This is how we try to refer the value in the PTR. So value PTR లో ఏముందో తెలుస్తుంది. PTR దేన్ని రిఫరెన్స్ చేస్తుందో స్టార్ PTR ద్వారా తెలుస్తుంది. Use star PTR, we are trying to manipulate the values that the pointer is referencing. The values that the pointer is referencing. Now I hope everybody understood what is a function, what is a call by value, what is call by reference. Any doubts in these particular two things? Anybody guys, anybody have doubts in these two things, call by value, call by reference? Okay, with this in your manual, this is the programs that were there in the manual. Call by, write a C program to swap using by call by value and call by reference, that we have done. And the another one, factorial of a given number using and without using recursion. So now we will see a new concept called recursion. So you know what is a function, right? So function is nothing but a set of statements with a name which can be called whenever it is required. So for example, I'll write examples n number of times. Void main. In this one I am writing fact, so which is nothing but I am defining the fact function again. Fact again. So this is, the terminology is very important. Calling function, and this is called function. When, so this is a function, right? So we can call functions in different ways. So let us take an example like this. We'll see an example like this. So I have void main. So I have two functions now. So I have two functions in my entire module. Let us say of void A, void A, void B, void B. So now I am trying to call A. Okay. So in the main in the A function, I am calling B function. In the A function, I am calling B function. So which is nothing but the same thing. It is never going to change anyway. It is never going to change anyway. Let me find a suitable diagram for that. This looks a bit familiar. So if you see this particular example, So here I have declared the preprocessor directory was there. We have included the header file. So this is the function definition. This is the main module that the compiler or the processor starts executing main function. So two steps were there. The control went like this. The control went like this, and this statement got executed. After completion of this particular function, the statement comes here. For example, if I have two different functions, let us say I have int d, int d function. I have int d function, int d function. I am calling int function d function here. I am calling d function here. So when then my execution comes here. After a completion of my execution, the control goes here. The control goes here. So when you have, you can, which means you can call one function in any function. So ఎక్కడైనా ఎన్నిసార్లైనా యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కలెక్టింగ్ మనీ. కలెక్టింగ్ మనీ అనేది ఒకటి ఉందండి, ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంది. సో నేను మీ క్లాస్లో ఇద్దరు సిఆర్లు ఉన్నారు, ఇద్దరు సిఆర్లకి మనీ కలెక్ట్ చేయమని చెప్పాను. I'll write that example so that you will understand. So this is main function, void main. So I have two CRs, CR1, CR2. So there is a separate function called collect money. Void collect money. దానికి ఏవో స్టెప్స్ ఉన్నాయండి, 2-3 స్టెప్స్ ఉన్నాయి. Some steps, some statements. So CR1 was there. CR1 కొన్ని రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయండి. CR1 కి కొన్ని రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి. Void CR1. అట్లాగే void CR2. CR2 కూడా కొన్ని టాస్క్లు ఉన్నాయి. వీళ్ళిద్దరికీ కూడా నేను కలెక్ట్ మనీ అని ఇవ్వచ్చండి. వీళ్ళిద్దరికీ టాస్క్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ నాకేం పని? మనీ కలెక్ట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం నాకు లేదు. నేను టాస్క్ ఇచ్చా CR1 కి కలెక్ట్ మనీ అని. ప్రాబ్లం విత్ ఆటో క్యాప్చర్ చేస్తుంది. కలెక్ట్ మనీ, CR2 కూడా అదే పని చెప్తానండి, కలెక్ట్ మనీ అని. కలెక్ట్ మనీ అని. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నా స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎట్లా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయి, ఇన్ విచ్ ఆర్డర్ మై ఫంక్షన్స్ విల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ automatically. Obviously the first thing that is going to be executed is main function. Main function తర్వాత CR function ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్కి వచ్చిందండి. ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఏంటి? ఒక ఫంక్షన్ కాల్, ఒక ఫంక్షన్ కాల్. సో విల్ రైట్ నంబర్ సో దట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి ఈజీ. 1 2. సో ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిందండి. ఆ తర్వాత ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి? ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తుందండి. ద కంట్రోల్ గోస్ హియర్. 3 4 5 6. So this is nothing but CR2 function. Sorry. The control goes to collect money function. Collect money function ekkada undi? Ikkada undi. So 4 5 6 7. So after this one, ee collect money function ni evaru pilcharu? Who called this? Who is calling the collect money function? CR1 is calling. So obviously my statement goes here 8. So who called CR function? CR function was called by main function. So my statement goes here 9. So again my function goes to CR2 function. So CR2 function is nothing but here 10 11 12. So 12 means collect money function. So that means the control comes here 13 14 15 16. And who called collect money now? CR2 called collect money now. So the control goes here, which is nothing but 18. So CR2 was done. Who called CR2? CR2 was called by main function, which is nothing but 19. So this is how the control flow will be going in functions. When you have multiple functions, one function can call another function. So just give me a minute. Should be some more thing. Yeah, this is the right example. This is the perfect example. See, in main function, so in main function, here we have main function. In main function, there are few steps. Function 1 was called. So the control goes to function 1. The control goes to function 1. In function 1, we've called function 2 again. So the control goes to function 2. So some statements, again function 3 was there. So again function 3 will be going on. So again these statements will be executed. So who called this function 3? Function 2 called. So the control goes here. So after completion, who called function 2? Function 2 was called here. So the control comes here. So and who called this function 1? So main function called. So the control comes here. This is how function can be called from another function. This is the perfect completion of functions concept. How the control flows between functions. So this is the exact concept. And recursion, I'm going to discuss about a concept called recursion, and I'm not going to do any problems on recursion. So now we will see what is the definition of recursion. With that, I'll stop the class here. So we'll just see what is meant by recursion. So here in earlier example that we have seen, I'll take that photo also, and I'll post it in the Word document. I'll give the entire Word document also in the group after the class. Here in this example, main function is calling func1. Okay, next func1 func1 is calling func2 and so on. Here one function is calling another function, but if the function calls itself, then it is called recursion. So with this recursion concept, we will complete the entire functions part in the unit 3. I'll stop this session. Let me stop the recording. I'll share this